And these nice products I spoke with proper things. Peppies, you get it best and these things. Oh no, bless up.
Okay. Pack up your things. Yellow. You put the things in the car.
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Do-da-do-da-do. I love you and you and you and you and you. I love all of you.
Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
And you. I love Peppies.
Super 6 is the jackpot game with the biggest cash payout, and it's very simple and easy to play. With increased chances of winning, just pick any 6 numbers from 1 to 28, or buy a quick pick and you can be a jackpot winner. Get 6 numbers and you can win the jackpot. Match 5 numbers plus the bonus ball and be a winner. You're still a winner if you match 5 numbers, 4 numbers, or even 3 numbers plus the bonus ball. Get a free ticket if you match the letter. Drawing twice per week. You never want to miss your chance at being a jackpot winner. So, remember, a ticket a day can make you rich today.
Are you facing challenges in your life? Don't worry, introducing Master Vishnu Psychic and Voodoo Master, here to help you find solutions to all your problems. Whether it's issues in your relationship, negative energy surrounding you, or even business problems, Master Vishnu has 25 years of experience and can provide 100% solution. His expertise in black magic removal, voodoo, witchcraft, demons, dark energy, get ex-love back, husband-wife and relationship issue, psychic reading, palm reading, face reading, horoscope reading, and that's not all. If you're longing to reunite with a loved one, he's here to assist you as well. One call can change your life. Call now Master Vishnu at +5 92632 9943. Take the first step towards a brighter future. 2,500 plus satisfied clients, located in all over Georgetown, Guyana.
stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Nigel Hughes pours cold water on GECOM's credible elections promise, says the commission has a track record of mistakes. Government, U.S. Exim Bank inks U.S. $527 million Wales gas to energy loan agreement. Brutus claims racial discrimination in the Guyana police force. Government's diversity policy challenged in court. And GEMS theatre production hosts From Whence We Came, the Chinese Experience. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Friday, January 10, 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. Given the Guyana Elections Commission's track record of mistakes, it is difficult to believe that the Commission can deliver credible elections. This was expressed by an Alliance for Change heavyweight who also said GECOM cannot be taken seriously. More details in this report. Leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, on Thursday poured cold water on the promise made by the Guyana Elections Commission that it will deliver credible elections due this year.
GECOM making a press statement in the absence of any demonstrated capacity to deliver in terms of elections, and we certainly have the 2020 elections as an example, cannot possibly expect the Guyanese public to take it seriously in this regard.
The Commission wants all stakeholders to believe that it will deliver free, fair, transparent, and credible elections, and that they should guard against persons whose sole intention is to undermine their trust and confidence in the Commission. But, according to Hughes, given GECOM's track record of mistakes, it cannot promise the Guyanese population free, fair, and transparent elections.
After having failed to rectify the Dr. Kissoon issue, solely as a result of their own recommendations, after having a slew of missteps, and after having had every election challenged for some reason or the other that anybody would repose any confidence or attribute any credibility to any institution like GECOM.
Most recently, the Guyana Elections Commission admitted that it had erred by allowing the new movement to take up the joint seat in the National Assembly following the resignation of the representative from the Liberty and Justice Party. The AFC leader says, given that and other grave misinterpretations of the law, it is time for the Commission's chairman, Claudette Singh, to resign.
Having the chair of GECOM resign, step down from her position. We are now in 2025, and on GECOM's admission, we have a person sitting in the National Assembly and continuing to sit in the National Assembly who, as a result of their error, ought not to be there. And they have not had the decency to provide to this country any course of action they intend to take to rectify their error.
Opposition political parties continue to be worried over the Commission's preparations for the upcoming elections, the current voters list, and the voting process, the implementation of biometrics being a sore issue.
So, with the greatest respect to GECOM, your press releases do not offer any confidence whatsoever.
Meanwhile, the Guyana Elections Commission has gazetted the publication of preliminary list of electors and claims and objections periods. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. On Friday, the government of Guyana and the United States Exim Bank signed the U.S. $527 million loan for the highly touted Wales gas to energy project. Antonio Day was there at the signing ceremony, and he reports now.
President of the U.S. Exim Bank, Rita Joe Lewis, said that this monumental signing agreement aligns with the government's vision to reduce electricity costs by approximately 50%.
Guyana, this project will double the country's installed electricity capacity, providing cleaner, more reliable, and more affordable energy for families and businesses.
Prime Minister Mark Phillips in his remarks reaffirmed that signing this significant agreement is a major stepping stone towards the transformation of Guyana's energy landscape. He noted that the gas to energy project will serve as a catalyst for reducing carbon emissions.
It's indeed a most transformative project, and it is the largest project in terms of size and financing that has been embarked upon by the government of Guyana in the history of Guyana.
Meanwhile, Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, in delivering remarks, provided further information on the financial component of the Wales Gas LNG project.
Will in turn catalyze a quantum leap in the competitiveness and potential competitiveness of the entire non-oil economy. And so this project goes to the core of our government's efforts to diversify the Guyanese economy and in particular to build a competitive non-oil economy, notwithstanding, of course, the importance and growing significance of oil in our economy.
On December 26, the Board of Directors of Export-Import Bank of the United States approved $527 million in government's application to support its ambitious gas LNG project. A statement from the bank said that the financing from the transaction will aid the construction of a natural gas separation plant, a 300-megawatt combined cycle gas turbine power plant, and services related to the gas supply pipeline from the offshore rigs. A subsea pipeline has been installed on the seafloor to transport natural gas from the Liza field to an onshore pipeline at the west coast of the Demerara River. The onshore pipeline will deliver gas to an integrated facility at Wales, where the plant will treat the gas to remove NGLs for commercialization, and a 300 megawatts power plant will use the dry gas to generate electricity for domestic use. The government contracted US-based group CH4 Linsica to construct the $759 million facility in Wales. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Our developing story in light of the latest provocative actions and statements by the Venezuelan government on plans to elect a governor for Guyana's Essequibo region, Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs Amanza Walton Desir is calling for an urgent meeting of the Foreign Relations Committee amid heightened tensions. Diana Cole reports now.
Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister Amanza Walton Desir is demanding that Minister of Foreign Affairs UTAD immediately convene a meeting of the Foreign Relations Sectorial Committee. This demand follows two formal protests lodged by Guyana in response to Venezuela's grave and provocative actions over the past month. Walton Desir, in a telephone interview with this newscast on Friday, expressed frustration with the committee's infrequent meetings, which she described as unacceptable. She pointed out that months often pass between meetings, undermining the country's ability to effectively respond to escalating threats.
These meetings in the life of the parliament in this session have to be called by the government, and they're not calling it, and they're not briefing the sectoral committee as they should. And I keep making the point to you, Todd, that we cannot approach this in a united manner if you do not read us into what is happening.
Walton Desir emphasized that without proper updates from the minister, committee members are left unable to effectively rally the Guyanese people. She stressed the opposition's readiness to assist and advise on territorial matters, but lamented government's failure to foster true bipartisan cooperation.
So the government has to understand that a stronger spirit of cooperation is necessary between the government and opposition.
Addressing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's announcement to hold elections to appoint a governor to administer the disputed Essequibo region, Walton Desir urged the government to take a more decisive and proactive approach. She stated that while some measures have been taken, they remain insufficient.
And my concern is that it appears that the government is currently being carried along with the current. I think our response, Guyana's response, it has to be proportionate to the gravity of the threat.
Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. There is blatant racial discrimination in the Guyana police force, and it must stop. That's basically what a top policeman who is before the court on fraud-related charges has told the High Court as he challenges government's diversity policy. A $1.6 billion lawsuit has been filed against the government of Guyana by embattled Assistant Commissioner of Police Calvin Brutus. Mr. Brutus is seeking several declarations and orders from the High Court, claiming that he was racially discriminated against in favor of an East Indian under the government's diversity policy of the Guyana Police Force. In court documents seen by Nightly News, Brutus alleges that he was removed from the acting position of Deputy Police Commissioner Administration, which he had served in from August 16, 2020 to July 4, 2024, and sent to head Special Branch, the intelligence gathering arm of the law enforcement agency. According to court documents, Brutus claims that on July 4, 2024, the Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken informed him that Vice President Barrett Jagdeo directed that he be transferred to Special Branch to allow for then Assistant Commissioner Ravindranath Budram to gain experience in administration. Quote, "The decision to have me replaced by Assistant Commissioner Ravindranath Budram was based on race." Unquote. Mr. Brutus further alleges that in the last quarter of 2020, at a meeting involving President Ali, Vice President Barrett Jagdeo, ministers of government, Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken, and other government officials, a directive was given by the Vice President that the structure of the Guyana Police Force should mirror the ethnic composition of the population in Guyana. This would be reflected in areas such as recruitment, promotions, and training. It was described as the government diversity policy, according to Brutus. Brutus explained that the result of the policy was, quote, to line up officers of East Indian descent for top positions in the Guyana Police Force, unquote. Brutus said he expressed his frustrations to the Commissioner of Police as well as Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben at the weekly statutory meetings on several occasions about the effect of the government diversity policy. Brutus said in court documents that, quote, the government sidelined hundreds of Afro-Guyanese who were better candidates for certain roles in preference to Indo-Guyanese officers in order to meet the diversity quota, unquote. The Assistant Commissioner of Police is on administrative leave, pending the hearing and determination of more than 200 fraud-related charges. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. Powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Christian Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Christian Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
Thanks for staying with us here in the HGP Nightly News. All hope is not lost for those who have missed the respective registration days for the $100,000 cash grant. This is according to Finance Minister Dr. Ashley Singh. Antonio Day will tell you more.
In an effort to address concerns and anxiety among those who have missed the registration period for the $100,000 cash grant, all hope is not lost, as walking locations have now been established. This was according to Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashley Singh.
In relation to the regions where We had already done registration, specifically the hinterland regions, and in particular Region 4. Like I said, we have done registration in a number of communities in Region 4. We have set up some walk-in locations, which we're going to keep open.
Recently, Dr. Singh said that citizens can now get registered
in Region 4, particularly in Georgetown. We have set up 2 walk-in locations, one at the Guyana and one at the National Gymnasium.
The minister said that registrants can visit the Guyana and the National Gymnasium during working hours. Walk-in locations have also been established for persons who do not reside in the capital city.
Also established at all NDC offices within Region 4, and we will be doing the same in 5 and 6 and elsewhere as well.
The attention of the government. Political analysts like Dr. Henry Jeffrey staunchly believes that the distribution exercise leaves much to be desired.
It's chaos. You are almost doing a national registration, people to vote.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The body of a Chinese national who fell overboard following an accident at the new Demerara River Bridge construction site was retrieved earlier on Friday. Desa Richards will tell you more.
The body of 39-year-old Yan Wei Fu was fished out of the Demerara River at approximately 9:55 hours by the Guyana Defense Force. The Chinese national went missing on Wednesday evening following an accident while offloading materials from a barge. His body was handed over to the Guyana Police Force for an initial investigation. It was subsequently transported to the Ezekiel Funeral Home, Port Royne, west coast of Demerara. The 39-year-old was employed as a rigger by China Railway Construction Caribbean. The man was allegedly working alone, strapping materials on a barge at Pier 34, and tragically fell into the Demerara River. It was reported that Fu was not wearing a life jacket at the time of the incident. He was allegedly carried upstream by the strong current. A search and rescue operation immediately commenced by the company's emergency response team. They were assisted by the Coast Guard and police units on night patrol in the area. A visit to the site was done by a health officer in the Ministry of Labor to gather information for the investigation. The investigation is set to establish the cause of the accident and provide recommendations to prevent a recurrence. The investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, Minister of Public Works Juan Edghill has since extended condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of the deceased and emphasized commitment to worker safety. Edghill has urged the contractor to ensure that all safety measures that guarantees the well-being for all workers must be implemented as the project continues. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Guyana is set to advance with the US $236 million Corentyne River Bridge project. So says the People's Progressive Party Civics General Secretary, Chris Gonzalez, has the details.
Guyana is making significant strides towards securing its share of the US $236 million needed for the highly anticipated Corentyne River Bridge project. This is according to General Secretary, People's Progressive Party Civics, Barry Jagdeo. Jagdeo assured the public that there are no concerns regarding financing for Guyana's 50% contribution as long as Suriname indicates its readiness to proceed with a joint venture.
So we can raise our money swiftly. We've already done a lot of groundwork on this. And once the other side can do that, then the project will move fast.
Earlier in April 2024, reports revealed that both Guyana and Suriname had reached out to China to explore options for concessionary loans to fund the construction of the Corentyne River Bridge, which will serve as a critical link between the two nations. Jagdeo assured that Guyana will be in a strong financial position to repay its share of the loan, emphasizing the project's economic feasibility.
We'll get a ton of our exports into Suriname, and if we do our deep water harbor, I think we'd be able to capitalize, repay this loan with great ease.
Initially, 9 companies, including one Guyanese company, expressed interest in the project, but China Road and Bridge Corporation was selected to build the new structure. The new bridge will feature a fixed high-span 4-lane concrete design, eliminating the need for movable sections and ensuring smooth and continuous flow for both vehicular and marine traffic. Ahead of construction, the government has already acquired approximately 50 properties on the eastern bank of the Berbice River, laying the groundwork for the upcoming infrastructure project. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. You must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Wednesday, the 22nd of January, 2025. For more information, contact the GECOM on 225-027-829 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. $31.5 billion has been expended over the last 4 years by the Ministry of Education towards infrastructural development nationwide. This was announced by the subject minister during her ministry's end-of-year press conference. Daisy Richards, she was there and she reports now.
Earlier on Friday, the Minister of Education at her ministry's end-of-year press conference highlighted that the sector has expended more than $30 billion towards infrastructure development, which catered to new construction, reconstruction, extensions, and rehabilitation.
In new construction, we have spent $13 billion, 13 plus. In reconstruction, $7 billion. In major extensions, $8 billion, and in major rehabilitation, $2 billion.
The minister added that the figures include new buildings for nursery, primary, and secondary schools across Guyana. In 2025, according to Manning Chan, there are a number of secondary schools that will be constructed or rebuilt.
We are currently building 37 secondary schools across this country. For all the time that Guyana existed, we've had 116 secondary schools when I came into office in 2020. We are now building more than 1/3 of that.
The minister stressed that such infrastructural improvements will dictate how many students can be taught under one roof at any given time.
Right on the East Bank, as we speak, children are in primary tops. That's not a place we want to be. That's not a place we need to be in.
Additionally, the minister added that primary and nursery schools that were practically non-existent are now available, while others are under construction. Meanwhile, the $688 million Christchurch Secondary School, which was awarded to 7 contractors in 2023 and should have been completed in 7 months, is now 11 months behind schedule. According to Manny Chan, the revised deadline is now March 2025. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
In light of more than 60 confirmed dengue cases already in 2025, the Ministry of Health on Friday handed over $646 million worth in vector control machines and supplies. The supplies will be distributed across all 10 administrative regions.
Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony, speaking at the handing over ceremony at the ministry's Brigham office, emphasized the challenges of controlling vector-borne infections in Guyana. He noted that the ministry is focusing heavily on combating diseases transmitted by mosquitoes.
So once we attack the vector, we would be able to control many of these diseases.
Dr. Anthony highlighted that equipment valued at $646 million will be distributed to all 10 administrative regions, and his ministry will collaborate with neighborhood democratic councils and municipalities to train staff in conducting fogging exercise.
For this year, we don't anticipate that once we do this properly, that we'll have too many mosquitoes, and therefore we should see a significant drop in the cases that we have been diagnosing.
He also added that the ministry has strengthened laboratory capacity, ensuring that every region has test kits to diagnose all vector-borne infections. Meanwhile, Director General of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Vishwa Mahadio, calls for accountable use of the equipment.
But we will hold you responsible and accountable, and nothing is going to be for free. You mess up, you will be surcharged.
Dr. Cardal Makwat, Regional Health Officer for Region 9, highlighted that vector control activities play a pivotal role in the country's disease control plans.
At the end of this, that these equipment will be able to serve our country as a whole, and we'll see some positive curve in terms of disease elimination plan.
In 2023, Guyana recorded approximately 8,000 dengue cases. This number increased significantly in 2024 to 11,000. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
To end our lead stories, the National Cultural Center will be a hive of activity when it hosts a world premiere gala and performance celebrating From Whence We Came, the Chinese Experience, a GEMS theatre production. Caris Gonzalez has all the details.
Over the next 3 days, the National Cultural Center will be vibrant with local actors, bringing the essence of the Chinese culture to life. This will be part of a world premiere gala performance titled From Whence We Came, the Chinese Experience, presented by GEMS Theatre Production, in collaboration with the local Chinese business community. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News during Thursday's rehearsal, director and producer Jem Madu Nascimento shared that the idea for the play was initially sparked in 2009, when well-known Guyanese caterer and Chinese historian Marjorie Kirkpatrick requested a performance to honor the arrival of Chinese immigrants to Guyana. Madu Nascimento said at that time funding was unavailable, but in 2023, she did revisit the idea.
I'm doing it mainly for the young people of today, because a lot of them don't know our history, don't know the history of themselves and their families or their extended families or their friends. So that's my idea of doing From Whence They Came, the Chinese Experience. We're touching on the fact that why did the Chinese come here? Why did they leave China to come here? How they came, what did they meet when they come here? What were the conditions they worked under? Who were the people they collaborated with?
Attendees can look forward to a variety of cultural performances, including traditional Chinese dances, and the veteran producer noted that while the 2-hour play will not cover every detail, it will highlight the significant contributions of the Chinese.
We've highlighted a number of prominent Chinese persons in various industries, various fields, like the medical field, the judiciary, business, the aviation.
The play From Whence We Came, the Chinese Experience, will feature well-known actors, among them Michael Ignatius, Derek Gomes, Mark Kazim, Mark Luke Edwards, Jasmine Young, who will all bring the story of the Chinese culture alive on stage. Performances begin on Saturday, January 11 at 8 p.m. and will continue on Sunday, January 12 at 6 p.m. free to the public. Additionally, on Monday, January 13 at 9:30 a.m., the show will be open to the schools across Guyana at no cost. Free tickets are available at the National Cultural Center's box office. Looking ahead, Nascimento expressed optimism about producing autoplays over the next 2 years that will explore the diverse ethnic histories and cultures of Guyana, aiming to foster greater awareness and appreciation of the nation's rich multicultural heritage. I am Clarice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Your regional news is up next.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed and, if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not in the PLE, apply for a transfer if you have changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person whose information on the PLE is incorrect can apply for such information to be changed or corrected. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the relevant original source document, birth certificate and a deed poll for a name change by deed poll, marriage certificate and ID card for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, naturalization certificate for a correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Wednesday, 15th January 2025. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-027829 or visit our website at www.gecom.org.gy.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards and welcome to Friday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Trinidad. An attorney and her husband were found dead, bound and gagged inside their home in Kumuto on Thursday evening. The couple was identified as Kumari Bash, 60, and her husband, 67-year-old Nasheed Bash, a law clerk. Police believe the husband and wife were murdered in a home invasion at Corentyne Road. Initial reports state that a Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission T&TEC meter was removed from the property. Police said the house was ransacked, but investigators were unable to say what was taken from the couple's home. The incident happened hours after murdered attorney Randall Hector was laid to rest. Hector, 43, was shot dead on December 31 after leaving an All Year's night service at the Stanmore Avenue Church. While in St. Martin, an investigation has been launched after video footage emerged on social media showing what appears to be sewage water being pumped from the St. Martin Medical Center into the Bel-Air plant. The Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor has acknowledged the situation and confirmed that an urgent investigation is underway. Quote, while this matter is predominantly an environmental issue that is outside of the scope of the responsibilities of the Ministry of PHSDL, it is my responsibility as Minister to ensure a clean, safe and healthy environment for the patients and employees of the SMMC and the residents in the area, unquote. Minister of Public Health, Rishanil Brooks, stated, The minister has committed to keeping the public informed as the investigation progresses. Internationally, the United States on Friday imposed sanctions on 8 Venezuelan officials and increased to $25 million the reward it is offering for the arrest of President Nicolas Maduro on the day of his inauguration to the third term following a disputed election last year. It was the latest in a series of punitive steps by the outgoing Biden administration against Maduro's government in the aftermath of the July vote, which both his ruling Socialist Party and the OPEC nation's opposition claim to have won. The new official sanctions include the recently appointed head of Venezuela's state oil company, PDVSA, Hector Obregon, Venezuela's Transportation Minister Ramon Velasquez, and the police and military officials. The U.S. move coincided with sanctions announced by Britain and the European Union targeting 15 Venezuelan officials, including members of the National Electoral Council and the security forces. Canada also imposed new Venezuelan sanctions. Thank you for watching. Do have a great weekend. Until next time.
Hughes pours cold water on GECOM's credible elections promise, says the commission has a track record of mistakes. Government U.S. Exim Bank inks U.S. $527 million Wales gas to energy loan agreement. Brutus claims racial discrimination in the Guyana police force. Government's diversity policy challenged in court. And GEMS theatre production hosts From Whence We Came, the Chinese Experience. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.